Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. Now, how do we do this? I can smell there is the smell of pizza, right? And Dionysus must be there, no? Yes, somewhere. Yes. So can I request you? It's a good idea to eat pizza, but please don't talk. Yes, and you can bring the pizza and take it outside and so on. Good. My dear Hare Krishna, my dear devotees, I want to sing with you. I want to do an evening of Krishna Kata with all of you, where we enter the pastimes of Krishna. It's very, very pleasing, very nice. I need your chanting also, so we will sometimes sing, sometimes we will chant, sometimes we will roll in ecstasy on the floor, everything. Yes, very good, very good. And let us see the violin with this. And do we have a microphone for? Good. Chant the name of Balaram and you please chant after me. Much stronger and louder. and sing Hare Krishna. Meditate. Hare Krishna. So, oops. Thank you so much for singing so nicely. Singing is so nice, you know how to sing. Sing. In singing, we express something to Krishna, and Krishna sometimes expresses something to us. We can feel that in the heart. My dear devotees, every morning in Braj, the village people become sad. Nanda and Yashoda are sad. Krishna's uncle are sad, Upananda. The trees in the village of Braj are sad. Why are they so sad? Yes, I hear it. Krishna leaves the village of Vrindavan to go for gocharan, of cow herding pastimes. Only two groups of devotees of Krishna are not sad, but very joyful. Who could be these groups? Cowherd boys. Why? Because they will go with Krishna and cows. You know everything. When Lord Hari looked back over the shoulder as he entered the forest of Vrindavan, he noticed that the Brajbasis, who were in the village before, had stopped following him. We heard about this perhaps yesterday. This made him blossom with joy. Krishna felt he was released from the glances of the Brajbasis, and he could now enter the forest, and he jumped like a little elephant with all his friends, and they danced, they played musical instruments like the flute. They were laughing, they felt ecstatic, and in their joy they stumbled over each other. We heard this also yesterday. Some of them, the boys went on their four legs, hands, and imitating the cows, and then in great joy they would start rolling on the ground with their back, shaking dust over them and laugh and said, Krishna, we are a cow. And some imitated the gopis. They took this over their head, and some of them very joyful. They danced and they were all together. Anyways, the Brajvasis in the village were very sad. But everything changed in the evening. Actually, already in the afternoon, they were all with joyful anticipation looking down the path from which Krishna would return. Krishna would always return from the west, the western direction. And all of a sudden they said, hey, 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 can you hear the flute? But another Brajvasi said, this is not Krishna playing the flute. This is the wind coming into the bamboo rods. And it's the wind who plays with the bamboo. It's not Krishna. Meanwhile, Krishna looked at his cows. They were so content and satisfied, so robust in their bodies. They had very big udders from which milk dripped, because they were eating this most healthy grass of Vrindavan. And they were happy. They were happy because they always looked at Krishna. It is said that Radharani cannot look directly at Krishna. She will go to the cows and look into the eyes of the cows which hold the mirror image of Krishna in their eyes. So you might sometimes look into the eyes of cows and perhaps you see Krishna there, if they are Vrindavan cows. Then as the afternoon turns into the evening, Krishna announces to the boys, okay boys, he says, it's time to go. Take your flutes and your horns, and then let's all call the cows. I want to invite you to call with me the names of the cows which Krishna and the cowherd boys were shouting. It is Burijan Prabhu who said, this is the best therapy against depression, to call the names of the cows. So this is what Krishna says. Shavali! Shavali! Oh, this is not the graveyard. This is Krishna Kata. Shavali! Shavali! Pishangi! Pishangi! Dumila! Dumila! Shushila! Shushila! Come here! Come here! We go home! We go home! So as the cows heard their names, some of them were feeling, oh, Krishna has called the name of Shavali, but my name is Mridangamukhi. He has not called my name, so I'm hiding. I wait until Krishna calls me. And then Krishna, who knows the feelings of all living entities, feels, oh, Mridangamukhi is hiding because she wants my attention. So he calls Mridangamukhi. Mridangamukhi! Yes. This means the Mridanga-faced cow. You can see Krishna Murari will hold up the Mridanga. This is the head. No. Yes. The big part is where the ears are, and the small part is where the mouth is. And this cow is called Medanga Mukhi, a Medanga faced cow. So as all the cows came together, they were building a big stream, a little bit looking like Mother Ganga. And you could see, you could also give another comparison. They looked like a big white ship, and Krishna and Balaram were the captains of the ship who were steering this ship home to the Goshalas of the cows. There was one black captain. What was his name?
Krishna.
Syam, yes, and Krishna, yes. And one white captain, his name? Balaram, yes. Yes, yes. Mother Earth at this time thought, I want to embrace Krishna. So she turned her body into very fine powder. And as the cows were walking over the ground, this powder was rising in the sky and it was coming down. In this way Mother Earth embraced the beautiful bodies of Krishna and Balaram and everyone. And Krishna liked this. He didn't go like me. When there's dust, he dusted off. Krishna accepted the embrace of Mother Earth. This embrace came also on Krishna's beautiful garland. This was a garland made with 5 different kinds of flowers, and in between there were tulsi manjaris. So Krishna's servant, you know the names of Krishna's personal servants? Yes, someone said Rakta and Patra. They said, oh Krishna, we have been carrying an extra garland for you in our basket, and we have covered this garland with a very fine, soft, silken cloth, so that our garland would be free from dust. Would you like to exchange your garland, the dusty garland, with the garland which we have carried, so that you have a fresh garland when you go into Vrindavan? Krishna said, no, I want to keep the old garland. Because, my dear devotees, this garland had been handmade, homemade, or om-made by Srimati Radharani. And the fragrance of Srimati Radharani's hands were still attached to this garland. Krishna kept this garland for all the time, did not exchange it for another garland. Krishna looked very beautiful. He looked like a bee which was covered with yellow flower dust. You know, when the bee enters a lotus flower, it will go and will come back out with yellowish color. So Krishna, his body was covered with white Brajaraj, white dust, and it looked very beautiful. There were some traces, because Krishna was also sweating a little, so there were little roads, so to say, roads of Krishna's sweat drops, and that looked so beautiful. Then Krishna began to play his flute. He wanted to make an announcement to the people of Vrindavan in the village that I'm coming back. I think today when we came we were a little late, so we made a voicemail with our mobile telephone to Mahatma Muni, or some message, I forgot. So Krishna makes his voicemails to his devotees through his flute. When he plays the flute, the devotees hear in the music of the flute their particular names which Krishna calls. And they know Krishna is saying to me, come here, come here, come here. It took some time, however, for Krishna to return. Mother Yashoda said to the gopis, why is Krishna so late today? And so she sent the tallest of the gopis, who was very high in size, very high sized gopi, to the watchtower. She climbed the watchtower and she looked, and then she called back, Mother Yashoda, your son is coming, he is coming, but he's delayed, because as he is returning on the road of Vrindavan, so many devatas are coming from the sky, and they stand at the side of the pathways, and they want to catch the sound of Krishna's music. And they say to Krishna, your music, O Kanaya, is so beautiful. You attract the whole universe by the melodious sound of your sweet flute. My dear devotees, you must know, when Krishna stands and plays his flute, he has very soft hands. His skin is so soft that when a little leaf falls on his arm or on his chest, it leaves an imprint. From this you can understand that if Krishna's skin is so soft, how soft must be his sense of hearing, and how important it is for us to sing sweetly the kirtan, so that it's not too heavy, the sound, not too loud. Sometimes, however, we do Chaitanya style kirtan, and then it's very loud. And so on. But Krishna likes very soft kirtans which grow and grow and grow, and so on. Anyways, the devatas were left and right. There was Brahma, there was Shiva, and they were all standing like this. Perhaps like fans of good musicians who greet their musicians when they come out of the concert hall, and they stand there and, oh, you're the best. So this is how the tall gopi saw this and said, Yashoda, your son is upheld. He cannot move as swiftly as he wants. The Brajvasis look into the direction where the sound of Krishna's flute comes. And my dear devotees, they become so moved that they cannot even blink their eyes. They want to make sure that, not that they blink their eyes, and finally Krishna is visible to them. So they stare, and finally they see the cloud. It's a cloud of dust which comes. Why is it a cloud of dust? Because of the cows, exactly. Rupa Goswami says Krishna is very difficult to understand because he is covered by a cloud that hides him, a cloud of the dust from the hooves of the cows. He is also covered by the darkness in the night when he meets the gopis. Very difficult to understand. Finally they see, however, the dust rising, and it's so subtle, it's like camphor dust, which cools their hot eyes, so that they can feel satisfied after suffering the pangs of separation which have made their eyes and themselves very, very hot. Srimati Radharani, she says, as she is waiting for Krishna, "Oh, Saki, I feel like a little piece of grain which is ground by the heavy wheels of time. This is how I feel the separation of Krishna." Then, my dear devotees, something happens. The Vrishvasis can't see Krishna. But then a very, very dear servant of Krishna comes. He's Wind Prabhu. How do we call wind in Serbian language? Yeah, the Wind Prabhu, no? Veta Prabhu, no? He comes and he picks up the fragrance of Krishna's beautiful body. Who knows how Krishna smells? Yes, someone said there's a smell of musk. It's a mixture of chatusan, of some. It's ordinarily said 4 smells, but maybe a 5th smell sometimes is also there. Krishna's natural fragrance is like the lotus flower, very subtle. Very subtle, not like, but very subtle lotus flower. Then with a little sandalwood. Then some aguro. That's like we say in German, Harz. You know what comes out of the trees? It's a sticky substance. What? Smoke. Yes, this. And then Krishna likes to put out some musk smell. And so then, very, very beautiful. Once a devotee who has knowledge of perfumes has mixed the smell for me with the right proportions. I smelled it and I thought, well, this doesn't make me faint. But when the devotees smell Krishna, they faint. It's so good. You know, this shows that the substances of this world can give us an idea, but not the full experience of Krishna. Now, as Krishna comes closer, there are small boys who greet him. Who say, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. They are very sweet, very good sized bellies, you know. When you're young, it's good to have a belly, but when you become older, it is not natural to develop a belly. It means health is declining. There was one boy amongst all the other boys. He was there when the Brijvasis felt the excitement. He was there when they all looked towards the west. He was there when they heard the sound of Krishna's flute. This young boy was not known to anyone in Vrindavan. And as he could see that the Jamuna stopped flowing because it wanted to turn around and catch Krishna's lotus feet, this boy began to run, and he had tears in his eyes. And as Krishna saw this one boy, he left all the other friends and he ran in the direction of this boy. And when they met halfway, between in Vrindavan village, and the cowherd boys, Krishna looked at the boy and said, "Where have you been?" And then he embraced the boy and fainted. Immediately the gopis thought, "Demon, demon, demon!" And all the cowherd boys thought, finally our Kanai has been defeated by a demon who came in disguise, and they were approaching the boy with angry eyes. They wanted to beat him. But Balaram said, no, it is all right. And he took the hand of the boy and put it on Krishna's chest and said, "Say Krishna," in his ears. And as the boy's hand touched Krishna's chest, he said, "Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna." And as Krishna heard these loving utterances of his name, he finally came out of his swoon, and he again looked at the boy and said, "Where have you been so long?" Who knows the name of this boy? Gop Kumar. Krishna didn't call him like that. That's how he was known in this world. But yes, it was Gop Kumar. Krishna addressed him by another name. Svarup. Svarup means actually his own natural form, the real person. My dear devotees, this is one of the many, many pastimes of Krishna. It describes to us how Krishna returns, how all the devotees are expecting him, how even the Jamuna is expecting him, how the wind is expecting him, and how Krishna steps into the, let us say, into the world. Into the world of devotion. He greets his dear devotee who has returned to him. In scripture we find that the spiritual world is free from anxiety. We hear that in every step there is a dance. We hear that Krishna was so joyful that finally Gop Kumar returned because he cares. Do you know, amongst the many qualities of Krishna, there is one which is especially dear to the devotees of this world. This quality is Bhakta Vatsalya. He is the friend of the Bhaktas. Vatsa means like a small calf. So Krishna sees his devotees are like a small calf. Sometimes foolish. Small calves jump around here, there, but they are so lovable. So for Krishna, all of you, even if you jump around sometimes to the wrong beat, to Maya's beat, Krishna likes all of his devotees and wants that they return back. We will end this Krishna Kata by singing to Krishna very nice raga. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, please. Yes, very good. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Good night. Hare Krishna. It's so nice to hear about Krishna, isn't it?
Yes.
Are you saying this because you feel that you have to say it, or because you feel it? We can feel it, no? Krishna says, when these devotees come together and talk about him, he feels attracted to be with the devotees. He comes there. And therefore, in Vrindavan you put always a seat for Krishna to come and sit down. Yes. So yes, we will end here. I'm not sure, Madhva Muni, will you announce something for the next day? I think also we have a few guests who have come so kindly to give us the pleasure of their association. Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I want to welcome those devotees who came today. Joshua Prabhu, devotees from Slovenia, the 1 week Haribol. Sacinandana Prabhu.
Gora. Kata. So many.
Yeah, much more actually. And yet to so I think tomorrow we will stick strictly we will follow the rules and regulation of that blackboard or white paper. And the morning class will be given by Krisna Maharaj. Then after morning class we will have one sweet ceremony, very important, and initiation. And it will be most probably where we usually or somewhere. So and we will announce you what we will have later, also because things are changing. We had one plan for tonight, but then a judgment came, so the new plan came, and it was wonderful. So something we will then adjust later on. But what is still the same is a humble request that we help those wonderful devotees who are cleaning the kitchen, cleaning the clothes, cutting the vegetables. They are doing great service, and it's pity that they take all the nectar and all the credit, so we have to join the forces and help them. So we are all invited, not only in the kitchen, but in many other services. We engage some extra ladies to clean the toilets, but it is also like our dominical task to leave everything paka after we use this, and to also give a good example. Of course, the toilets are even without us disaster, but still. And that's basically.